Patriots lost their second game of the season, no longer control their own destiny in the AFC playoffs by losing to the Texans here at NRG Stadium, 28-22. I think there's some serious concerns about this Patriots offense. Some people have been saying it for weeks. I'm fully ready to admit it at this point. Patriots offense did come back there at the end, but a lot of that was against prevent defense, and it was a little bit of stat padding. Sure, the Patriots almost came back into the game there, but I don't know. I'm not sure how this Patriots offense fixes itself at this point.
Yeah, the final score of this game, I would say, is a bit deceiving. The Patriots scored three touchdowns on their final three possessions there in the fourth quarter. They were able to move the ball a little bit at the end. Julian Edelman and James White both kind of got going there at the end, but everybody else on this offense really didn't contribute much to this game. And the fact that Patriots receivers they can't get open. I mean, it's allowing teams like the Texans did tonight to really double Julian Edelman for much of the night and say, okay, Jacoby Myers, N'Keal Harry, any of the tight ends that the Patriots have, try to beat us with them, and the Patriots haven't been able to do that. I mean, Jacoby Myers actually had a decent game tonight. He had 2 long catches that were called back for penalties, but I mean, even with that, you still see it's a real problem, this lack of separation, this lack of, I don't know if I want to call it a lack of talent, but definitely a lack of execution in this receiving corps. People have been saying it for weeks. Even Tom Brady has been kind of alluding to it for weeks, but it's really kind of coming to fruition right now.
Yeah, Jacoby Myers and the other rookie, N'Keal Harry, first-round pick, both had some mistakes in this game. Jacoby Myers didn't get upfield when Tom Brady directed him to, and N'Keal Harry was the target for Tom Brady's lone interception in the game. It seemed like N'Keal Harry just really didn't do enough to box out Bradley Roby on the play. The good news is that Tom Brady kept going to Jacoby Myers, so it certainly seems like he's got more trust in him at this point, but he did not target N'Keal Harry for the rest of the game, and that's obviously not a good sign for the 2019 first-round pick.
Yeah, Harry really didn't even see the field all that much during the latter stages of this game. I believe he finished with right around 20-25 snaps in this game. As you mentioned, was not targeted after that interception, which came in the first quarter. So you would expect him to be a little bit further behind in his development than Jacoby Myers, just because he was on injured reserve for the first half of the season, didn't practice for so long. But this is also a guy who was a first-round pick this year, so there's going to reach a point where the Patriots are going to expect him to kind of overcome that those kind of that lack of practice time and lack of playing time, especially because he's now been back with the team at practice for 5-6 weeks now. So you're going to expect that connection to build quickly over these final few weeks, because it really isn't there yet. Other than that one touchdown that he had against the Cowboys last week, haven't really seen much from N'Keal Harry so far.
Really quickly, Patriots defense also didn't play up to their standards tonight. They allowed less than 300 total yards to the Texans offense, but they also allowed 4 passing touchdowns, and they weren't stepping up in those key moments that you usually expect to see the Patriots offense step up and stand out in.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. We didn't really get many straight answers about this from the Patriots players. Curious to know whether the illness affected this Patriots defense, because the first 2 Texans touchdowns were targeting Patriots linebackers in coverage. A lot of their success early in the game was on passes to tight ends and passes to running backs. The top 3 Patriots linebackers were all mispracticed with the flu this week. Dante Hightower, who allowed a touchdown, Kyle Van Noy, who allowed a touchdown, Jamie Collins. So the Patriots did kind of shore up that later in the game, but I would say the real dagger for them was that long touchdown against Jonathan Jones. One play after, Jonathan Jones made a really nice play to break up what would have been a touchdown by Wilt Fuller. Deshaun Watson went right back to that same spot with Kenny Stills for a touchdown. That I believe that was the one that made it 21-3 and kind of set the stage for, even though the Patriots did make that late comeback, the hole was too big at that point.
Patriots take on the Kansas City Chiefs next week, so things certainly do not get easier, even though that game is at Gillette Stadium.